Welcome to the Sicilian Corner podcast, everybody. It's Friday morning, 11:04, and we go live. Keep in mind that we are on Facebook, we are on YouTube, and you can watch us on demand anytime you want. You get up at 12:30, you can't sleep, watch the show live. We're there. Every show is available on demand. Lou, how are you?
Doing very well. It's beautiful out.
Things are good. Yeah, things are good. How's the beach shaping up? Have you starting to get busy now, traffic wise?
Oh yeah. It's a pain getting off the island this morning.
The access to Plum Island. Did I tell you, Tony, that Lou lives on the island?
I know he's on the island. Yeah,
on the island.
Yeah. Hey, do you ever go to the cottage store?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah, the guy there, Jeff. I've become friends with him through my business, and you get a nice little store there.
Yep.
The cottage store. What's going to happen with the Plum Island Grill, though?
I don't know.
Yeah,
right now it's parking for the Sunset Club.
It's parking for the Sunset Club. Yeah. Right.
I love the name, the Sunset Club on Plum Island.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
perfect.
Beautiful sunset. You said it's
mostly
I know. Outside.
I know.
Mostly outside, and you get a beautiful sunset over the marsh.
Right.
You know,
but things have been changing down there all over the place. All those restaurants changed hands.
Yeah.
Bob Lobster and the Beachcomber. It's now Riptide Cafe.
Yeah.
And, it's been shuffleboard down there.
Lou is telling me that the house closest to him just got sold, or it's on the market.
It's on sale, 1.3 million.
Yeah, the prices are crazy.
Yeah.
I look, the first thing I think about is, what are the taxes per year? And man, oh man, I mean, that would scare the living bejeebus out of me, especially if you're not working.
I'm going to estimate 12 to 15 grand.
Oh, it'd have to be more than that, I think.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, something that bodes well for you when it comes.
More, you're right. It's more
when it comes time to say goodbye. Something. Hey, the neighborhood, let them get as much money as they possibly can.
That's the way I feel about it.
Like I said, on my street,
appreciation is not a bad thing.
That's right.
No,
real estate appreciation,
absolutely not. So, I'm having a central air conditioner change.
Well, introduce your guest first.
Yeah, and it's
introduce Tony first.
Oh,
get ready established.
I was on a roll. I was going to tell you about I'm so excited.
Tell him about his.
I'm so excited.
Central air.
Yeah.
This young man sitting next to me is the president of the Alfio Society. He's been a member since 1990.
1990, yeah.
And
your former partner in crime, Tom Zappel, is the one that got me involved. So if I have to blame anybody, I got to blame him.
Tony Palmisano, everybody.
God.
Everybody, he needs no introduction. First of all,
I don't need anything.
None whatsoever.
Yeah.
He's all over the place. It's like traffic.
Yeah.
No matter where you go, what happens?
Yeah,
you get
like traffic on 213 this morning, trying to get here for 10:45. Not good.
Well, something. Tony, welcome.
Thank you, Michael. Thanks for the opportunity.
We've done this several times.
Yeah.
We'll do it again before the feast. You come in, bring in whoever you'd like to, and
we'll talk about some of the plans.
Something. But one thing that happens, Lou, and this is what people don't realize.
We don't just have to talk about the feast. We can talk about Sicily. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, I just want to.
Yeah.
Well, you're the president of the society, so something. I figured we'd just talk about the plans that are already in effect. Because
we can do that.
At the end of last year was the 100th, so it was a big production.
Very well done too.
Thank you, Lou. Appreciate it. Yeah.
And I call it a production because that's what it is. It's a big puzzle. And you have to sit and you take a piece here, put it where it belongs. Am I correct?
Yeah, it's a puzzle. That's one way of looking at the sort of the analogy, but it's a business, right? You have to run it like a business. The only problem, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but the only challenge, I'll change the word problem to challenge, is that it's 100% volunteer organization, right? So you want to keep people accountable. You want people to be independent. You want to try to not micromanage them because that's really not my style. I don't think people enjoy it. But at the end of the day, you have to rely on people and their time schedule to get something accomplished, which in a volunteer organization may not always happen in a timely manner. So that is the challenge of trying to balance how much do you push versus how much you kind of let off the gas.
That was so politically put. It was great.
Yeah.
No, he did good on that one.
He
He
did really
impressed
well.
me. He impressed me because I was wondering how he was going to handle
That's
it.
that's
I was wondering where you were going
That's
with
the
this.
challenge.
Doesn't always happen in a timely manner.
That's right. That's the challenge. But
In the other thing,
Yeah.
Tony, you know, any organization, it's the same thing.
Oh, sure.
You're going to have people that are going to be stepping forward, trying to help out, to do this, do that. You're going to have others that are going to sit back and kind of let things happen. And
yeah,
no matter,
that's fair.
I'm not picking out the Sandalfio Society.
No, I think
Any organization, no matter what, you've got those that are willing to challenge themselves to do something that's out of their comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
And you got others, like I said, that'll sit back. And, you know, unfortunately, if things go a little bit haywire, they'll be the first ones to complain, but they're the ones that have done the least amount of work.
Yeah.
That's just, it's life. It's just the way it is. How many members in the society?
so. Now I believe we're up to 167 members. 167 is the last census, so 167 members, of which you referred to, and I'll use this, the 80-20 rule. 20% of the guys do 80% of the work. I'm happy to report that number is more like 40. It's like a 40-80 rule.
It's gone up.
It's gone up. We've got about 40 guys that are solid contributors to picking up the workload, no matter what the workload is. So that's been something that has happened over the last couple of years that I'm happy about. But I must tell you that this past year, due to the introduction of the Sicilian band that was here for the 100th, and then the Sicilian band performed at different locations. One being they were at St. Anthony's the week before our feast.
That went over well.
So we've established a really good relationship with the St. Anthony's guy, Mo Fabo, Christian Garino, who was the president. Christian is the feast chairman. They tell me the same exact story, the same story. They have a challenge because they've got over 30 members, but they've got like 30 guys that do all the work.
Yeah, I know.
And so it's not ironic or it's not unique to us.
Yeah,
that's the situation. It just is the situation.
You know, I'm happy to hear that the relationship between the St. Anthony's Society and the Sandalfio Society has gotten much better.
Yeah.
Because for a while, it wasn't that we considered them competition, but we never had that connection like we had, like with the guys from the St. Joseph Society. The guys from St. Joseph Society would come to our feast. They'd be great.
Oh, the fishermen's.
The fishermen's feast.
You know those guys, Dom Struzula and his brother.
Oh,
yeah.
Lou and Dom.
Right.
I mean, they're the greatest.
So I'm going to take a step back, and I don't know this because I'm not old enough to know what happened back in the 70s.
I'm not old enough to know. Listen.
No.
Ouch. Ouch. No. Pull it up.
And I'm not even saying you would know this. But what I'm saying is, I think the guys, first of all, how the organization was run prior to Steve Zani coming in, right? It was sort of a presidency for life, right? There was
pretty much
the top 4 or 5 officers never changed. There was the same 4 or 5 guys that were up on Nevada every year, and then things took a drastic change when Steve Zani became president, right around the 75th. So what I'm saying is, knowing the Sicilian mindset, the Sicilian culture, the envying of which I don't have. I did not get that Sicilian envy gene or jealousy gene.
Wow.
But knowing
you're the one?
I'm the only guy that got it. Didn't get it, I should say. But knowing that, I can see why there was some competition or non-working relationship between St. Alfio's in the Sons of Italy, St. Alfio's in the St. Anthony's feast, Sons of Italy, and whoever, because it was very much their own enclave. It was very much their own silo, and they only wanted to do stuff. They didn't want to share any ideas.
Nothing.
There was no cooperation among any of these organizations. And there should have been, simply because we could all benefit from understanding what our unique challenges are and how we devise a plan to put everything together. So let me step into some of the new things. I don't know if you know this. But after, I think 50 years is the number I was given, Sal Erna retired.
I have that on my notes, and
April
I wanted
10th.
to ask you.
Yes, on April 10th, we got a letter. I got a phone call, but there was a formal letter that went out saying that Sal, due to his age and health and all of this, was retiring, and that the St. Alfio band would no longer be available to perform at our feast. Not just at our feast, but any other
They play almost every Boston feast. They
right.
play almost every Boston feast.
So,
nobody wants to take it over?
no, nobody within this organization wanted to take it over. That was the first thing I thought. Maybe somebody would take it over, but they didn't.
Wow.
So let me tell you what happened. So two things happened. One, I called Ray just to confirm that was the case. He said, yeah. Second thing is, I then said, okay, we need now to find a band, but more importantly, it's not just a band. We got to find a band that would be interested in learning our music, because we have unique music, and would be our premier band, because every 7 years we have the conflict with St. Anthony's, where it's the same Sunday, and certain bands have certain responsibilities. But I reached out, talk about cooperation, reach out to St. Anthony's, because they actually hire like 7 or 8 bands for their feast, where we hire like 3, because they go all day on that Sunday. They have 7 bands that 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. They just keep circling bands.
It's a huge footprint.
Yeah.
So anyway, the point being is they gave me some information about bands, which I reached out to. But the thing that I found the most interesting is that all the bands that I contacted, the question I had was, well, has anyone reached out to the members to see if we want to join our band? Want to join our band? Join our band? Because
they can't get people.
They can't get guys. They can't get guys or gals. And that was very interesting. So Sal Erna has retired. I spoke to Sal. We have the music. It looks like
how many years, Tony?
I'm going to say approximately 50 years. Yeah, about 50 years.
That's something, huh?
Yeah,
Wow.
50 years.
I mean, in that heat, especially if you got that big drum set and you're marching.
Yeah.
And hot.
Or the big tuba.
Yeah. I have an idea.
Yeah, what's that? You want to learn something?
Yeah, no.
Time to learn something.
Can
new,
you picture this? You know how Tommy's got this ego, and he loves to be up front. How about him taking over the band?
Yeah, he's not interested.
Huh?
He's not interested.
He's not interested?
No, because I knew.
I think it worked.
I knew a year ago that there was some talk about Sal retiring. And what I said to some of my council people and some of my co-feast chairman, Wayne Peters being one and John Caprioli being the other one, was if it didn't happen this year, it was going to happen next year.
Yeah.
So let's just, as they say, rip the bandage off, right? And let's move in the direction if we're going to. And the good news is that we're finding out April 10th, not August 10th, right? Because August 10th would have been a real, I won't use the term, it would not have been a good situation to find bands, because what I did find out in researching some of the bands that the St. Anthony's group gave to me is that they're all busy. They all have schedules, like they already have schedules lined up. And for whatever reason, Labor Day weekend is a big weekend for, parades or events.
Right.
Like, for example, there's a really good Portuguese band out of Lowell.
I was just going to ask you about them.
But they play Sunday at the Portuguese feast in Lowell. So they're not even available on Sunday, which is the day that I would really need them.
Yeah.
Then the guys out of New Bedford,
yeah,
since COVID, they never got the Our Ladies of Angels band. They never got back together. The band has been disbanded since COVID and never got back together.
I would have Tommy wear Sal's uniform,
Okay,
and have a recording of the cantata.
Oh yeah, cantata, yeah.
Yeah. Go to a
And
Sicilian DJ.
and he would walk
Get the
right
band.
into church with it.
There you go.
And have it amplified.
Yeah. Yeah,
you're
that's
laughing,
awesome.
but
I'm laughing because
that
it's
would
kind of
work.
silly. But yeah, listen, if things get that bad in the future, we might have to do that. We might have to just record the music and just put it right there. And we'll have standouts. We'll have Sal there. We'll have a big post standout of Sal, and he'll just do the music.
There's nothing wrong with posting.
There you go.
DJ Mikey, just have him come in
DJ
and
Mikey.
yeah.
There you go.
No, that is a problem.
Yeah.
Now, is the cantata, is that written? Is there
The music.
notes for it?
Okay, so we have 2 versions of the cantata of the music. Okay, we have the original version, which we have in our safe, which is the orchestral version of the song. That is the full length orchestral version of the music. Then we have on what I call little cheat cards. We have the American version, which we play during our feast for a band that only has between say 15 to 20
Okay.
musicians.
Okay.
So that's a scaled down version of the cantata that's played by the instruments that would be in a marching band.
Okay.
So we have it. Yeah. So we got that from Sal about a month ago. Ray got it from Sal, and I'm happy to announce that the Italian American band, which has been working with us for, I guess, at least 20 years, as far as I know, Steve Marincelli's band is now going to become the prime band for the St. Alfio.
Oh, Steve is going to take it over?
The Three Saints.
Now they're based out of Haverhill, right?
Well, Steve, no. Steve lives in Methuen. I think they're based out of Methuen. You're thinking of the Sons of Italy band out of Haverhill.
Okay.
That, what's the guy's name from Sons of Italy? I can see him. I can't think of him. Now, the other thing that happened is that the North End band, which is the band that is the band by Dom Strazzullo, who I think is the president of the Fisherman's Feast. His band that performs in the North End, he is now going to be performing with us on Saturday. He's now basically taking over Steve Marincelli's spot as the number 2 band. So in a very short period of time, we're able to talk to everybody, align everyone's schedules, and work out the kinks. So now we're pretty much set for this year's feast with marching bands.
That's good news. That's a big piece of the puzzle.
Yeah. So
big piece of the puzzle.
Again, just a quick recap. Steve Marincelli's band, which is the Italian American band, they're going to take over the lead spot from where Sal was.
Yeah.
The North End band is coming in. They're going to be number 2. They're going to take over where Steve Marincelli used to. So they'll do the Torchlight Parade, and they'll be okay with that. And then they'll do the second band on Sunday. And then the third band will be the Sons of Italy band, which will be for the Torchlight Parade on Saturday for the 3 bands. Then the other thing is I actually had Tony Bruzzese reach out to the Sons of Italy to see what their availability would be for, say, an additional work, like if they were available Friday night for the parade and so forth and so on.
Tony, I got to take a break.
No, please take a break.
Lou, why don't you take us out? We'll come back, and Tony's got all kinds of information. But maybe we'll find out a little bit about what the entertainment looks like at the feast.
Yeah, I got
101st year coming up. Anthony, Nancy DeMarco said to say hi. Anthony Parisi, hi, Anthony. Barbara, hello. But we'll be right back, everybody.
Ciao, this is Esther of You, Me, and Sicily. I want to talk to you about Tommy Amin and the great staff at Butcher Boy Market. Families, foodies, and home chefs come together at Butcher Boy to talk good food and create traditions. They offer the best in quality cuts of beef, pork, lamb, poultry, and restaurant-style steaks and chops. Produce? All of their produce is hand-selected to complement any meal or even to make it your main course. Their deli serves fresh roast beef, turkey, and beautiful imported Italian cold cuts, cheeses, and antipasto. And don't forget the Butcher Boy Bakery, featuring sweet delectables from all over the state, as well as their very own bakery. That's Butcher Boy, where the secret to a great steak is, of course, the steak. Located at 1077 Osgood Street in North Andover, Massachusetts, in the Butcher Boy Plaza. Ciao!
This is David from the Sicilian Corner. You know, Mike, Tom, and I love to go to Salisbury Beach, but we love different things and can never agree where to go. Tom likes the casual family-style dining with the great Italian cuisine, Capri's seaside Italian kitchen and pizzeria. Me? I love the elegant romantic vibes Sea Glass with the amazing view and terrific menu, with prices that make it the place you want to visit each and every week. Mike loves a drink in his hand and a cool ocean breeze right off the surf and the rhythms of a cooler reggae band. We all know Mike loves Bob Marley tunes at Surfside. Who doesn't love a great show? National acts, comedy, regional favorites, and the beautiful and intimate Blue Ocean Concert Hall. Lucky for us, Atlantic Hospitality is the host of all of these great places, and they treat everyone like they are Mike Lamazzo. Best of all, we never have to choose. Park the car once and all this fun is right at your fingertips. You can have it all in the heart of Salisbury Beach. Find out all the ways you can have a great night at Salisbury Beach at northshorepavilion.com. And Mike, Tom, and I will see you there.
This is Tom Zappala. Located in the heart of downtown Haverhill, The Haverhill Beef Company is a full-service, old-fashioned butcher shop and meat market that continues to be a valued family tradition since 1952. Peter and Monica Carboni's Haverhill Beef offers individualized service from an outstanding selection of marinated sirloin tips, homemade sausage, marinated chicken, and thick, juicy Chairman Reserve steaks. Your family deserves the best, so call Peter at 978-374-4795 or visit their website at www.haverhillbeef.com.
When you dine at Ristorante Melisse in Amesbury, Massachusetts, you feel at home while enjoying an authentic Italian dining experience not to be forgotten. From the appetizer to dessert, you won't regret your choice. Bring your cravings and appetites. They promise you won't leave hungry or without leftovers for the next day. Takeout and catering are also available. Give them a call or visit them online for the menu, online ordering, and reservations. RistoranteMelisse.com. That's RistoranteMolise.com or call 978-388-4844. Ristorante Melisse, where you're treated like family.
Hi, this is Mikey. Do you need to have some work done on a cement walkway, stone steps, or the cement deck around your pool? Recently, I had concrete work done on 2 eyesores on my property. Work was done by New Hampshire Masonry and Construction. They service New Hampshire and Massachusetts. The question becomes, was Mikey happy with the finished product? Not happy, but ecstatic. If your project is brickwork, stone, or concrete, get a free quote for New Hampshire Masonry and Construction. A telephone number for more information, 603-438-9168. 603-438-9168.
Legacy Care Law Firm provides estate planning and elder law services to people in the greater Merrimack Valley and southern New Hampshire areas with offices in North Andover and Woburn, Massachusetts, as well as Nashua and Salem, New Hampshire. Discussing family and financial matters with an attorney can be intimidating, but our goal is to help you prepare for the future as you preserve your legacy. We help clients qualify for government medical benefits and ensure their estates are preserved for their families so they don't need to worry about their estate being wiped out by high nursing home expenses. Legacy Care Law Firm attorneys are here to support your journey toward a more secure financial future.
At Catadella Funeral Home, we reinvest in our business to provide your family with the best facilities. It begins with a beautifully landscaped exterior, parking for 250 vehicles, and a comfortable and inviting access to our renovated interior. Funerals can be costly, so you should review and compare plans to make sure you receive services that are fairly priced. I invite you to experience the Catadella difference in cost, facility, and service.
Catadella's honoring and celebrating the lives of the people we loved, providing exceptional care since 1929.
Italian artisan cuisine combines simple, fresh ingredients with time-honored preparation to create an incredible culinary experience. At Tuscan Kitchen, located in Salem's historic Depot District, talented chefs prepare everything in-house from scratch for all to see. Guests enjoy their meal literally in our kitchen as food is prepared right in front of you. Wood ovens burn from morning till night, roasting vegetables, baking bread, and firing delightful thin-crust pizzas. Prime steaks are seared on a wood grill. A rotisserie slowly roasts marinated whole chickens and lamb, while a pasta maker creates fresh fettuccine. More than just artisan cuisine, Tuscan Kitchen features the wine bar, live entertainment, weekly wine tastings, and elegant private dining and event space. Call 603-952-4875 or visit TuscanKitchen.com to make a reservation and learn more about the culinary adventure that awaits. In Italy, cooking is an art form. Tuscan Kitchen. Experience artisan Italian.
Orthopedics Northeast and Essex Orthopedics have joined forces as Mobility Bone and Joint Institute to bring improved access and outstanding medical care. While our name has changed, our dedication to exceptional care remains the same as it has for the past 30 years. Same location, 16 Pelham Road, Salem, New Hampshire.
This is Cindy.
And Mike Kunstler,
owners and operators of Four Oaks Country Club and Grazie Italian Restaurant in Drake, Massachusetts.
Grazie Italian Restaurant is the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
Why is that?
We have an incredible chef, Oscar Figueroa.
In the words of local famous chef and restaurant owner Lydia Shire,
Oscar thrives on hard work.
He is capable and gifted.
No one makes better food. Scallops, seared to perfection.
House-made ravioli with farm-fresh local corn.
And buttery, tender, lazy man's lobster, just to name a few.
You have to come experience Grazie Italian Restaurant for yourself.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club, 80 Meadow Creek Drive in Drake, Massachusetts.
Hope to see you soon.
And we are back on the Sicilian Corner podcast and sharing the microphone with Lou. Myself is cousin Tony Palmisano. Speaking of cousins, there's a name up there, Al Zappla.
Yep.
Alfred Zappla.
Yep. Hey, cuz, how you doing?
Yeah.
Alfred, you, me, and Sicily. Yeah.
You, me, and Sicily.
Yeah.
And
I missed them on May 6th. I was on a 10-day cruise through the Mediterranean, and on May 6th, we landed. Listen to me, landed like
I'm with you.
We landed.
I'm with you. I knew
we landed in Messina, and then we had Alejandro, that was our driver, who picked us up promptly at 8:30 and took us on a grand tour for the next 8.5 hours to northeast Sicily, and then it was a fabulous day. It was actually probably one of the better days on my cruise, which we'll talk about. But before we talk about that, I have to say something.
Go ahead,
real quick.
Yeah, get it out. Get it out, brother.
First off, I saw the very nice ad you just had for Grazzi's restaurant, Mike and Cindy Kunstler's restaurant in Drake. And so, for those folks that don't know, last year Mike was very helpful in getting us Marianne Esposito at the feast, which was spectacular. It was spectacular. We had an unbelievable crowd of people on her food demonstration, which was last Saturday of Labor Day weekend last year. And then this year, because it was such a big hit, I reached out to Michael, I don't know, a couple of months ago. I said, so I know you deal with a lot of chefs on your show and you're friends with a lot of chefs. I think we should do another food demonstration at this year's feast.
People love it.
Who do you recommend? And one of the names he gave me was Oscar Figueroa, who's the head chef at Grazzi's. So he is going to be performing a food demonstration on Saturday, which would be August 31st, between 4:30 and 5:30 under the tent in the main parking lot at the feast. So again, if you're fans of Grazzi's or fans of Italian food, you want to meet the chef, Oscar is going to be performing a food demonstration at the feast this year. And my thanks to my buddy Mike over here. Grazie.
You mentioned the chef's name. I don't know if you're aware of this, but for 20 years, he's worked with Lydia Shire.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Lydia Shire. And you talk about learning the right way and balances and the whole 9 yards. This guy was taught by the best because, in my opinion, she's just fantastic. She really is. I don't know if you've been to.
We had him on the show.
Huh? We had him here. Yeah. He's a nice man.
Yep.
Very, very talented. But the Charles Street Jail, when she has Scampi, a restaurant in the. In that what the hell you call it?
The new hotel there.
Yeah, Liberty Hotel.
Liberty Hotel, right.
And boy, I'll tell you, the food, she takes it to a whole different level.
Yeah.
Italian food could be somewhat crude, like you're cooking at home. Simple.
Yeah.
Whatever the garden's going to give you. But she's taken it into a different step and kind of finessed it a little bit.
There's another level. They do it at Molise too. They take it to another level.
Fine dining.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fine dining. Italian.
Dining. Yeah.
We're very fortunate in our area to have the type of restaurants we do. I want to ask you a question because I particularly don't like cruising. What did you think?
So there's a little background story. So I got to give you a little background story. So
I like background.
I've only been on 2 cruises because what I find that people enjoy about cruises is something that I'm not really looking forward to, which is
getting caught.
Yeah, like drinking all day is just not my thing. I'm not a day drinker. It's just not my thing.
Wait a second, I'm confused.
Yeah, that's just not my thing. That's the first thing.
You're ringing his bell. You know that.
Second thing is food. Like I don't go often, but when I go to Las Vegas, I don't live at the buffet. It's just not my thing. And so on cruises, you can eat like 20 times a day, and it's insane. Like there were mornings I'd go to breakfast. I'd go to breakfast and I just have a cup of coffee. Because the rest of my party's eating, eggs Benedict, they're eating this, whatever. It's fine, but it's not me. And the third thing is, I understand that you pay a certain cost, and now unless you do excursions, your costs are pretty much established, which I think people like that. But the other things about cruising is not my deal. So anyway, backstory is, so one of my longest and oldest and best friends, Sam G. Russo, and his partner Tracy, have become very good friends of myself and Karina. So last fall, and they like to cruise. They're a Norwegian Cruise Line group, because if I've learned more about cruising than I think I know the rest of my life, is they make it so attractive when you go on cruises to pre-book or buy cruise miles or whatever it is prior to leaving, that you basically buy like 50 cents on the dollar, because to them, they know they have to capture that. Anyway, point of the story is, Karina has never been, she's Greek, never been to Greece. She was supposed to go 9/11, but that got canceled. Obviously, the world turned around back then in 2000. And then there was a trip that was planned during COVID, and that got canceled. So when Sam and Tracy, our friends, talked to Karina back last April about, they were looking at this Mediterranean cruise. Oh, and by the way, we're going to go to Athens. We're going to go to these Greek islands. Karina was like, we're going. I'm like, I don't know if I want to go, but we're going. So guess what? Happy wife, happy life. Yep. So we're going. So it was fantastic. 9 days. The cruise was awesome. Little bougie for me, little bougie for me, to tell you the truth. But we did 9 ports in 10 days. And what I learned was 3 things. One, again, not sure I'm really a cruise guy, even though the cruise ship acted as a hotel room and a fine dining. But when you get off the cruise ship, it's a mad rush to do excursions. Yeah. No matter where you are, it's a mad rush.
Well, you have a time restraint.
Yeah, because sometimes you're there at 7 o'clock in the morning, and you got to be back on the ship by 6. Sometimes you're there at 9 o'clock, and they'll be back by 9. Every day was different in a location. Second thing I realized is I'm really a 10-day vacation person. I'm not a 14-day vacation person. Because on day 11, I'm like, all right, I can go home now. I'm all done. I'm ready to go. But it was good, once in a lifetime, but it was different. But I was telling Michael in
the rooms. Now you had a suite.
Yeah, we had a beautiful suite. So again,
the balcony,
because
that makes it,
because of our friends that are real cruise people, and they, I guess, bonus points, earn whatever. We were in an area called the Haven, which there was 4,100 people on the ship. It was called the Norwegian Epic, but we only had 250 people in our area. So we had a private dining room. We had a concierge for ourselves. We had a butler. Nice. It was kind of bougie, Louis. It was
the right way to do it.
Way bougie for me. Yeah. So one quick story. Getting on the ship. Now, this Haven area, the ship was 12 years old. So I'm assuming that they didn't pre-plan this Haven as an exclusive thing when they designed the ship, because otherwise they would have had certain entries onto the ship. So we all had to enter the ship basically the same way. So I'm with 4,000 other people. So we're in this like very nice area.
That was not too bougie for you.
No. We're in this area where they were, for us, in the little Filipino guy with this nice thing, the Haven, right? So next thing you know, he says, okay, you're all ready to go on the ship. So he took like 2 tables. So it was like 20 of us. And this little Filipino guy's walking through like thousands of people, walking through like the Red Sea's parting.
Oh God.
And everybody's waiting on the ship. And this lady says, I said to Karina, because I was a little embarrassed, because we're literally cutting in front of all these people.
I love it.
We're literally cutting in front of all these people. And this lady, I said, Karina, just keep your head down, because I was a little bit embarrassed, because I don't want to be cut in front of people. But anyway, this lady says to Karina as we're walking, she goes, "How do I get in that line?" So that's all you need to know about how bougie this vacation was.
Wow.
She goes, "How do I get in that line?" I said, "Karina, keep your head down. Just keep walking. Keep walking."
You got $4,000 on you?
Yeah.
Did you go to Rome?
Yes. Third time to Rome. So what we did was the cruise left out of Civitavecchia, which is the port in Rome.
Okay.
And so the other couple had never been. Karina had never been. So I said, why don't we? And this was the right way to do it, because, like I said, after day 10, I was ready to come home. So we did 2.5 days on the front end. So we flew in on a Friday. We didn't go to the cruise ship till Monday, but it was literally the first weekend in May, which is the beginning of the tourism season.
Yeah.
It was out of control crazy.
Yeah.
Like crazy. Like literally the Colosseum, you're wall to wall with people. The Vatican, wall to wall with people. Trevi Fountain, that Saturday night we had dinner, and then we literally walked to the Trevi Fountain. Now I was there 12 years ago. I could walk around and like look and throw a coin and take a picture. You couldn't even walk around it. There were so many friggin' people.
Wow.
And I was telling this to Michael. I said, you either have to go now in April or you have to go now in September, because I can't even imagine what it's like in June and July, the height of the tourism season, when it's also like 90 or 100 degrees out. It's out of control. It's still my favorite city in the world, but it's become everybody's favorite city in the world now.
Yeah.
It's literally become everyone's favorite city. And my cousin Al, I got to thank him because he gave me the name. We stayed at the Hotel Quinali, which is on Via Nazionale, which is a great location. Very great. The hotel was spectacular and it was great. But the reality is that it's a wonderful place to visit. It's a beautiful historical city, but it's gotten so damn crowded. It really has.
You said something interesting to me. To get into the Coliseum now, they charge.
You got to pay for everything now.
Really?
Yeah. So my business partner, Dominic Stanicia, who's from Abruzzi, told me this a year ago when we were talking about going back. He said what he thought that the Italian government should have done is they should have put like a €5 surcharge per person on every hotel room to pay for all this because it's tourism. He says no, because now you got to pay for everything. So it wasn't we. I did the pre-booking of, because fortunately I had been to Rome before. As I said just a moment ago, the other 3 people in my party hadn't been. So I went and I booked with Viator, which I found to be reasonable, and I found them to be reliable. But here's the deal: if you get there, let's say you just get there on a Saturday and say, well, I want to go to the Coliseum and tour it, right? Chances are you're not even going to be able to get a ticket because it's sold out for the whole day in advance.
Wow. Okay.
It's literally sold out.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. And here's the deal. And if you can get a ticket, you're waiting in line at least an hour to buy a ticket for a half hour opening. So let's say it's 10 o'clock in the morning. You might not be able to get until 4 o'clock in the afternoon, because what we found out is that your ticket says your entry's at 11 o'clock.
Time sensitive.
Yeah.
If you don't get there at 11 o'clock or between 11 and 11:45, once it gets to 12 o'clock, that ticket's no longer good. You can't get in. You basically forfeit your ticket for the day.
How much? How much?
It was like €27 per person. I know, €27 per person. Wow. And like I said, 12 years ago, it was all free, but that was for every place you went. The Vatican, same deal. Just go into
St. Peter's Square.
St. Peter's Square. Just go in the square. It's timed.
Wow.
The Sistine Chapel. Yeah, same deal. Like every half hour they have times. Same thing when we went to Athens. Athens, same deal. Athens was not as crowded as Italy, but it was still crowded. And if you don't have your ticket in advance, you're waiting 45 minutes just to buy a ticket to hopefully get in sometime that day.
Wow.
So you've got to go online to buy tickets now to all of these really, really, popular vacation spots.
Listen, we're going to take our last break and we'll be back, and we'll be right to the top of the hour. So stay tuned, and we'll be back with Tony Palmisano.
Yeah.
Ciao, this is Esther of You, Me, and Sicily. I want to talk to you about Tommy Amin and the great staff at Butcher Boy Market. Families, foodies, and home chefs come together at Butcher Boy to talk good food and create traditions. They offer the best in quality cuts of beef, pork, lamb, poultry, and restaurant-style steaks and chops. Produce? All of their produce is hand-selected to complement any meal or even to make it your main course. Their deli serves fresh roast beef, turkey, and beautiful imported Italian cold cuts, cheeses, and antipasto. And don't forget the Butcher Boy Bakery, featuring sweet delectables from all over the state, as well as their very own bakery. That's Butcher Boy, where the secret to a great steak is, of course, the steak. Located at 1077 Osgood Street in North Andover, Massachusetts, in the Butcher Boy Plaza. Ciao!
This is David from the Sicilian Corner. You know, Mike, Tom, and I love to go to Salisbury Beach, but we love different things and can never agree where to go. Tom likes the casual family-style dining with the great Italian cuisine, Capri's seaside Italian kitchen and pizzeria. Me? I love the elegant romantic vibe Sea Glass with the amazing view and terrific menu, with prices that make it the place you want to visit each and every week. Mike loves a drink in his hand and a cool ocean breeze right off the surf and the rhythms of a cooler reggae band. We all know Mike loves Bob Marley tunes at Surfside. Who doesn't love a great show? National acts, comedy, regional favorites, and the beautiful and intimate Blue Ocean Concert Hall. Lucky for us, Atlantic Hospitality is the host of all of these great places, and they treat everyone like they are Mike Lamazzo. Best of all, we never have to choose. Park the car once and all this fun is right at your fingertips. You can have it all in the heart of Salisbury Beach. Find out all the ways you can have a great night at Salisbury Beach at northshorepavilion.com. And Mike, Tom, and I will see you there.
This is Tom Zappala. Located in the heart of downtown Haverhill, the Haverhill Beef Company is a full-service, old-fashioned butcher shop and meat market that continues to be a valued family tradition since 1952. Peter and Monica Carboni's Haverhill Beef offers individualized service from an outstanding selection of marinated sirloin tips, homemade sausage, marinated chicken, and thick, juicy Chairman Reserve steaks. Your family deserves the best, so call Peter at 978-374-4795 or visit their website at www.haverhillbeef.com.
Sisters and co-owners Antoinetta and Elisa brought their family authentic Italian recipes from Molise, Italy, and a warm and welcoming dining experience to its customers at Ristorante Molise. The combination of their meals made from natural, homemade, fresh ingredients and your time with family and friends together at dinner time is unmatched. Located in Market Square in the heart of Amesbury, they're open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday from 3 to 9 p.m. and are available for private parties during off hours. For reservations, call them at 978-388-4844. That's 978-388-4844.
Hi, this is Mikey. Do you need to have some work done on a cement walkway, stone steps, or the cement deck around your pool? Recently, I had concrete work done on 2 eyesores on my property. Work was done by New Hampshire Masonry and Construction. They service New Hampshire and Massachusetts. The question becomes, was Mikey happy with the finished product? Not happy, but ecstatic. If your project is brickwork, stone, or concrete, get a free quote for New Hampshire Masonry and Construction. A telephone number for more information, 603-438-9168. 603-438-9168.
Legacy Care Law Firm provides estate planning and elder law services to people in the greater Merrimack Valley and southern New Hampshire areas with offices in North Andover and Woburn, Massachusetts, as well as Nashua and Salem, New Hampshire. Discussing family and financial matters with an attorney can be intimidating, but our goal is to help you prepare for the future as you preserve your legacy. We help clients qualify for government medical benefits and ensure their estates are preserved for their families so they don't need to worry about their estate being wiped out by high nursing home expenses. Legacy Care Law Firm attorneys are here to support your journey toward a more secure financial future.
At Catadella Funeral Home, we reinvest in our business to provide your family with the best facilities. It begins with a beautifully landscaped exterior, parking for 250 vehicles, and a comfortable and inviting access to our renovated interior. Funerals can be costly, so you should review and compare plans to make sure you receive services that are fairly priced. I invite you to experience the Catadella difference in cost, facility, and service.
Catadella's honoring and celebrating the lives of the people we loved, providing exceptional care since 1929.
Italian artisan cuisine combines simple, fresh ingredients with time-honored preparation to create an incredible culinary experience. At Tuscan Kitchen, located in Salem's historic Depot District, talented chefs prepare everything in-house from scratch for all to see. Guests enjoy their meal literally in our kitchen as food is prepared right in front of you. Wood ovens burn from morning till night, roasting vegetables, baking bread, and firing delightful thin-crust pizzas. Prime steaks are seared on a wood grill. A rotisserie slowly roasts marinated whole chickens and lamb, while a pasta maker creates fresh fettuccine. More than just artisan cuisine, Tuscan Kitchen features the wine bar, live entertainment, weekly wine tastings, and elegant private dining and event space. Call 603-952-4875 or visit TuscanKitchen.com to make a reservation and learn more about the culinary adventure that awaits. In Italy, cooking is an art form. Tuscan Kitchen. Experience artisan Italian.
Orthopedics Northeast and Essex Orthopedics have joined forces as Mobility Bone and Joint Institute to bring improved access and outstanding medical care. While our name has changed, our dedication to exceptional care remains the same as it has for the past 30 years. Same location, 16 Pelham Road, Salem, New Hampshire.
This is Cindy,
And Mike Kunstler.
owners and operators of Four Oaks Country Club and Grazie Italian Restaurant in Drake, Massachusetts.
Grazie Italian Restaurant is the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
Why is that?
We have an incredible chef, Oscar Figueroa.
In the words of local famous chef and restaurant owner Lydia Shire,
Oscar thrives on hard work.
he is capable and gifted.
No one makes better food. Scallops, seared to perfection.
house-made ravioli with farm-fresh local corn,
and buttery tender Lazy Man's lobster, just to name a few.
you have to come experience Grazie Italian Restaurant for yourself.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club, 80 Meadow Creek Drive in Drake, Massachusetts. Hope to see you soon.
And we are back with Tony Palmisano, president of the Alfio Society. We're just talking about some of the preparations that are going on for the feast. And the feast is only 13 weeks away, Lou.
Only 13 weeks.
Only 13.
Only 13, I say. Tony, you have quite a bit you want to cover, so I'm going to turn you.
Well, appreciate
I'm going
that.
to turn you loose.
So, so a couple of things that I'd like to talk about. One is after a long, extended 20-year search, we have been able to secure a partnership with the
Mikey
group,
paid for a meal?
with a group called the Manual Amusement Group out of Wilbraham,
Hey.
Massachusetts. They're a carnival company, and so this year, Joe Delali, Wayne Peters, my co-chair, John Caprioli, and myself negotiated a deal, and they are coming to our feast. They'll be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They have really nice rides. Anyone's interested, go on the website. Manual, just as it sounds like, Manual Enterprise, Manual Amusements, and they're bringing a whole arcade. So when I say whole arcade, it's the rides, and the rides are all going to be located at the city parking lot across the street from Tripoli's Bakery. That whole area is going to be their own sort of arcade. They're going to have their own games. They're going to have their own food concession stands.
Nice.
You know, the caramel corn, candy apples. What's the stuff on a stick? Not the
Cotton candy.
Cotton candy. Thank you. I don't need any of that. But anyway, that stuff. And so we're really looking forward to having them there because I think it's going to do two things for us. One, it's really gonna capsulize that end of the street that last year.
It'll draw people like crazy.
Right. And it's something for younger families with kids to do. And the price of the rides, there'll be a one-day bracelet you can buy, or there'll be somewhere in the range between $4 to $5 per ride, which I don't think is that expensive, but that's what the cost will be. And then we have an opportunity to grow that depending on how things go this year. So we're really excited about that. And that will be obviously part of our marketing for this year, is to promote all of the entertainment as well as the amusements that we have this year. On the entertainment side,
that's been sorely missed.
Yeah, we've tried certain things. Like one year we did the bungee cord things. One year we did the rock climbing thing. It was okay, but never to this extent.
Yeah.
Remember when I brought in the horses? We had the horse rides.
That's right.
Up that end of the street. The kids loved it.
So this will be a like I said, it's not just rides. It's a full midway/arcade, and that's their business model. They bring everything together. They've got really nice games. It's going to be very nice. So looking forward to having young
Congratulations to
that.
whoever put that package together.
Thank you very much. Yeah. And then from a music standpoint, we're scaling back. We're going to only have one stage this year because we're going to be using that other stage area
for part of the carnival.
For the carnival. So we have Stefano Marchesi, his group. They're Berkeley musicians. They're going to be performing on Friday night. We have Euro Rhythms. They were here a few years ago. They're coming from Ohio. They're performing on Saturday night. And then on Sunday, we're going to end with the B Street Bombers again.
You know, the B Street Bombers, they've been around for 53 years?
Ever.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, if you don't have them, people say, how come you didn't have the B Street Bombers?
Right.
I mean, they're amazing.
Right.
After all, Tomaselli, I tip my hat off to him.
Yeah.
What else we got, Tony?
So the only other thing, and don't want to talk about is the friars, the relationship that we've had with the fathers, Father Peter, Father Francis, Father Andrew. They've done a phenomenal job working with us. And this weekend, you were mentioning this in the break. This weekend, the friars a year ago, were asked by the Archdiocese, specifically Cardinal Sean O'Malley, who is their boss, to host this pro-life Spanish Congress, which starts actually tonight. There's a parade tonight from St. Mary's Church all the way to the Shrine Center. And then tomorrow, there's approximately 800 to 1,000 visitors, officials, bishops, cardinals.
A lot of bishops.
From all over the country that are coming for this pro-life this pro-life, I guess, symposium / rally that they're doing, and the Friars are hosting it. And we were asked to participate. When I say we, the St. Alfio's membership, because we have the proximity to the building. So we're letting them use our building for some events and so forth. So that's something that's, that's
huge.
The partnership has really worked out well. So we're using our expertise to help organize this. So I got to give a shout out to the following guys. So Mike Morley was involved, helped very heavily with working with the city, working with the town council, working with the police department, fire department. Al Spina has been very helpful. Hank Zappel has been very helpful. Mike Fusco, and then we have a bunch of volunteers over the next couple of days just helping out with the logistics and security of the event. So hopefully it goes off very well. And like I said, it's a big deal for the Friars and for the community. So that's tonight, I believe. Like I said, I believe it starts at 6:00, the parade. And then the last thing is,
and the Sandalfio Society, a lot of your members are going in there and they're volunteering their services for cleaning up in the tent area, assembling the chairs.
Yeah, we're doing that tonight.
This is huge. I mean, it's drawing people from all over the country.
So ironically, so you say to yourself, let's see, the last time they did this, they did it in Miami, Florida.
Wow.
So I'm thinking, wait a minute, Miami, Florida to Lawrence,
Massachusetts.
Wait, there's a disconnect somewhere. What's the disconnect? But anyway, like I said,
a little bit of a culture shock.
Yeah, like I said, the Cardinal O'Malley asked the Friars, and they, you don't say no to your boss, I guess, and they're having it, and we're helping out, and I think it's going to be a great event.
Is there any entertainment underneath the big tent that's going in the parking lot?
My understanding is there's some music, but it's not like live music.
Oh, okay.
They're just going to have music because that's where the staging area is going to be for people going to be fed. They brought caterers in. They've got all types of activities. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They everyone that comes to this event is basically for the next 24 hours is being fed and entertained and going to like I said, either prayer groups, or they're going to lectures about pro-life or so.
How about parking, Tony?
God bless them. Behind the mill.
Amen to that.
Behind the mill.
Behind the mill.
There you go. Behind the mill. I don't know whether
is that lot still available?
I think so, but I was not involved in the planning of this because unfortunately I was away for a few weeks on my vacation when a lot of this stuff was being taken care of. So when I got back 2 weeks ago, I said, okay, have you guys checked this box off? Have you checked this box off? Have you checked this box off? Like you have a detail, like you're gonna be parading in the street. That means you got to close the street down. So you need to have a detail to close the intersections down. Oh,
all this was all done.
Father Peter's like, do you got to do that? Yeah, you got to do that. You're going to have a tent that's going to hold how many people? 800 people under a tent.
Wow.
Well, the fire department is going to want a fire watch for that. Yeah. Okay. So those were the kind of questions I asked.
Probably going to have two.
Probably going to have two. In fact, I would be surprised if the fire detail, and again, no disrespect to the fire department, police department, these are necessary things. And without them, we wouldn't be able to run our festivals or these kind of events. But the fire detail probably will be pretty expensive for the next, I guess, 12 hours. So
wow.
That's it.
But that's good. That's huge for the city.
Yeah. It's good for the city too.
I hope the Tribune gives it plenty of coverage too.
Yeah.
That Holy Rosary Shrine, to me, I just love that building.
Yeah. And they've done a lot of work to the building.
I know.
And they've done to the parking lot and so forth and so on.
When you're in there and you look at that stainless glass and the sun is hitting it just right.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it's like mesmerizing. It really is. It's a beautiful church.
Yep.
Shrine. I don't really know the definition of a church to a shrine.
I can explain it to you. I know.
Excellent.
God bless you, my son. God bless you, Father Tony.
Thanks, Father Mikey. Father Mikey. All right, so here's the deal. The difference between a church and a shrine is the following. One, they are not bound by any territory, meaning they can take worshipers or members from outside of their sort of marketing area, where a church has a specific area where
a neighborhood
where you have where they have the parishioners have their records there. So their records are there, and that's basically their church. But a shrine is open to anybody. So you get people from the South Shore coming, you got people from New Hampshire coming, you got people from Western Massachusetts coming. They support the shrine. So it's not territorial. The second thing is people often think that the shrine, well, is it really a church? And the answer is it is a church, but they don't go by church because that would fall into the designation of what a church would be. It's a shrine. They can perform all the sacraments that a regular church can do, but their records are not just for that neighborhood.
Well, that goes back to years ago. When the city of Lawrence was first established, I mean, the Irish came.
Yeah.
They had their neighborhoods.
Right.
The Germans came. They had
Right.
their neighborhoods. The Italian, every nationality had their neighborhood.
Right.
Plus, not only did they have their own churches, but they had their own doctors. And, you had to go to an Italian
And their own bakeries, too.
That's it. Don't forget the bakeries.
Don't forget the cannolis.
That's for sure.
Don't forget the cannolis.
That's for sure.
Yeah. But the other thing that was really a misnomer at the beginning, because a lot of the members really didn't understand the difference between the shrine and the church and the friars and priests, was that the friars are our fathers. Like, they go to seminary. They can perform all the sacraments at the shrine center that a normal priest could, like any Augustinian or Dominican priest, because they do go through through a seminary. So they have all the training. It's similar to a regular priest. So they're fathers, so they are priests. So they can do obviously weddings, they can do first communions, they can do baptisms, they can do last rites, they do all of those. So when I was talking to my guys, with the St. Alfio's members, who were sort of like, I don't know about the friars, I don't know about this, I said, listen, here's the deal. We went from one guy, right, Father Lamont, we went from one guy, now we got 7 guys. All right. And
what's wrong with
that? And by the way, they're like very nice guys. Like these are guys you can have a conversation with. Nothing against Father Lamont, but Father Lamont was like,
You know something? He tried to retire 4 or 5 years before. The guy was hurting.
I know he was hurting. So the point of the whole story is that we have gone from what I thought was a very dismal potential outcome.
It wasn't drawing people.
Right. To now. You go to the masses, masses are packed. Yeah. It's crazy, the transformation that they've had. And I tell you, the one thing I keep telling people is that they're very approachable guys. They're very involved in the community.
You see them walking everywhere.
They're very humble guys, and they're always thinking about, and they may not have the best organizational skills, but they're always thinking about how to
really
that's an understatement. Yeah. But they're always thinking about how to get more people to come into worship and to be involved in the community. And they've done a phenomenal job. In
the relationship between the St. Alfio Society, it's
phenomenal.
The best it's ever been.
With the church, the best under my 30 years, 34 plus years, the best I've ever seen.
Tony, I want to thank you very much for coming
in. Michael. Thanks for the opportunity.
Before the feast, a couple of weeks, give me a date.
Yeah.
We'll put that away now because we're booking the 3rd week of July. So you need to let me know.
I will.
What's going on.
So the feast is early this year. It's August 30th, 31st, and September 1st. It's
13 weeks.
It's very, very 13 weeks.
13
not 14, not 14.
Not 12, 13.
Because I know I won't hear about it.
You got to bring Ron Valenti in. You got to bring Ronnie Valenti in.
Thank you. Yeah, Ronnie Valenti.
Oh, yeah.
Mike, you know the thing. Anyway, listen.
I love the music.
Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, everybody. Yeah. We'll be back next week. And we'll have
everybody.
Esther with us next week.
Esther, great lady.
Take care.
You, me, and Sicily.